My name is Sabrina Romero with Sabrina Romero Hypnosis. I am a certified clinical, transpersonal, and intuitive hypnotherapist. Today I wanted to talk about one of my services with hypnotherapy regarding relationship issues. Now, relationship issues could be many things. You can have an issue with your spouse, a partner, a family member like a sister or brother, parents, a mother or a father. You can have an issue with your child if you're a mother or a parent or father, or have a relationship issue with your boss, with your coworkers, a relationship issue with anybody that you can have a relationship with. It doesn't have to be romantic. So if you do have a relationship issue, that pretty much lets you know you're not alone, because everyone in the world always encounters that, no matter what situation you're in, whether work, family, love life, parents, whatever the case might be. If you're always doing something that involves another person in your life, you're building a relationship. You are also building a relationship with sales. So if you're trying to have some type of success with sales, I do as well hypnotic programming for success. So success is definitely something that you're looking to have with the relationships regarding sales and your clients and customers. I definitely provide abundance for success on that. And you can look into my website for that information. But we're talking about relationship issues today. So how do we deal with relationship issues using hypnotherapy? Well, let me talk about how I actually go through the process when we deal with the relationship issues. I first do an intake with you. So we talk about what issue it is in regards to a relationship that you have. So, for example, if you come in and say, I have this relationship with my partner. Okay, then we talk about exactly what's going on with you and your partner. What's happening? Are there no boundaries? Are you going through something emotional? Is it a physical thing? Maybe it's a sexual thing for you. Whatever that may be for you, we always talk about it then. And then we talk about what happens when you had this issue. What changed for you? Did something mental, did something physical, or did something spiritual change for you? And once we have that information, then I can go into the induction. When I go into the induction, I put you in a very relaxed state for the body and the mind. And once you're in that relaxed state, most likely your eyes are closed. Then we go into the subconscious mind. Now, when we go into the subconscious mind, we're going in with the intention to understand the core issue of why you're having this relationship issue. Now, I have a client who came to me and said, I just got through a divorce with this man that I've been with for 15 years. And I don't know why I keep attracting these kind of men. I've been dating certain people, but they all lead me to these kind of men that are very narcissistic. And I'm like, I don't know why. Why am I always attracting men that treat me this way? So once we went into the induction, went to the subconscious mind, we figured out that it took her all the way to when she was a child. And when she was a child, her mom and her dad always put her in charge of everything. They would always make her wash dishes, watch the other kids, and she always felt like, okay, I need to obey my parents, so I'm going to do what they say, or I'm gonna get punished. And so she was constantly, doing that. And then we realized that from that moment, then we saw another memory that popped up when we were in the subconscious mind. It was her first relationship, and she did the same thing. She just spent so much time doing what he said, serving him constantly, with not having any time for herself, not creating boundaries and saying, no, this is not something I want to do, I don't feel happy. Then we noticed she did the same thing with the third relationship. Now she's in her 20s and the same thing happened. And then she got married, and we realized that the same thing happened. And she came to me not only for a relationship issue, but weight loss. And we realized that she got to the point where she was doing all this to serve him, to do what he said, that she let go of herself. She completely lost who she was through the whole process of all the years that she did this. And it led her back to when she was that child, and she felt like she couldn't have any boundaries. She didn't have a right to speak or say what she felt. She didn't have a right to say, hey, I don't want to do this. This doesn't, I want to go play. I don't want to be cleaning and taking care of children, and it had to do with her mother just not being present. Her mother was an alcoholic, so she really wasn't mentally there. And it was unfortunate, but we realized that stemmed back from her childhood. So what did we do during that moment? We actually went all the way back, dealt with that inner child, really healed her, and told her, hey, you're not that little girl anymore. You're a 45-year-old woman, so you don't have to do that little girl's things anymore, because no one's going to hurt or punish you. You have the right to create boundaries for yourself and say no when it's no and yes when it's yes. And that whatever serves you, you do. Whatever makes you happy, you do. And if the individual that you're with doesn't want to do that, you have the right to walk away. So we had some clarity in that session when we went in there and realized what her relationship issue was attached to. It was a pattern that she was constantly repeating, thinking that this is what she needed to do based on when she was that little girl. Once we got to that issue, she had awareness and clarity, and she realized, you know what? I don't need to do this anymore. And I'm going to focus on me because I deserve it. Then her perspective completely changed. And so I told her at that moment, I said, when you heal yourself 100%, meaning when you go inside and you work on you and take care of you in all aspects, mind, body, and soul, then you're going to feel happy. You're going to feel whole. Then that person that is meant for you is going to also be balanced like you, because you're going to attract a person that also has boundaries, that has completely created this alignment and balance in his life of mind, body, and soul. And I'm like, so because you weren't really creating boundaries for yourself, you weren't taking care of you, you were totally off balance, you were attracting men that were also off balance emotionally. A narcissist usually picks on somebody else because they're very self-conscious. They have a low self-esteem. And so most likely you were attracting the one thing that you were mirroring that without even knowing it. And so she realized that, and she goes, oh my gosh, well, I never want to do that again. And I said, then start working on you, because you are going to shift your life and you're going to attract that wonderful man that really deserves to be with you. And so she then left out of there. Well, I dehypnotize her, which is what I would do with a client, bring her out of that relaxed state, open her eyes, have a time of reflection. And we did have that reflection, as I mentioned, that she is aware that she doesn't want to repeat this pattern again in another relationship, that she really wants to work on herself. And so then we processed. And yeah, it was hard for her. After she left, she mentioned that she did cry. And I told her, it is okay for you to release that emotion, because today we opened up an opportunity for you to really confront the one thing that you had a hard time confronting. And today you are allowed to release it. And so she gave herself permission to do so, and she released. And then she went on to do her work. She started the journey of self-care, self-love, creating boundaries for herself, because she deserved it. And she became empowered. She left that office knowing that she needed to take care of herself. So that's usually how I do a relationship issue hypnotherapy session. Now, that example might not really apply to you 100%, but it's very similar to how relationship issue could be dealt with. So if any of that information resonated with you, and if you're looking to really resolve a relationship issue, most likely it is attached to an emotion or event or trauma that happened in your life, then we can definitely work together. So if you're interested in a session with me, go ahead and go to my website at www.sabrinaromerohypnosis.com. Click on the appointment section, set up an appointment with me, and as soon as I get that notification, I'll be more than happy to send you the information to help you get started. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them below my video in YouTube, or you can go to my website, click on contact page, and send me the message, and I'll be happy to respond. And just a reminder that this really is a safe and non-judgmental area and space, so please be mindful of your comments. There is no perfect person, so please keep them to yourself if they are not edifying other people in any way, shape, or form. I would appreciate that. I am here to help as many people become empowered, and not to diminish their light, but instead to increase it. So thank you again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the future. Have a beautiful day.